right, Satan's Slaves got a sequel kind of out of nowhere for us.
Yep.
Kaylee never even heard of Satan's Slaves until like 2 days ago, so it was definitely out of nowhere. The first one was out of nowhere for her. But I saw the original when it came out back in 2017, if memory serves. And I liked it. I wasn't huge on it back then, but we did rewatch it day before yesterday, and I definitely liked it more. It's like an Indonesian Insidious with some Hereditary vibes, but mostly more in the story than in the atmosphere. That's more the Insidious factor. And I was very interested in seeing this sequel, especially since the poster said that they released it in IMAX. I'm sure in Indonesia or something, but still, that got me going, they obviously put some money and thought. And then I saw that the family was returning, all the original cast, same director, same everything. So I was like, oh, this is like a legit sequel. And the first one's actually really well received. So, spoilers kind of for the first one, if you haven't seen it. After the events of the first film, we flash forward 4 years. And we follow the remaining family members, and they are in this apartment building that's in the middle of friggin' nowhere.
Literally nowhere.
Like literally
it's
nowhere.
On the edge of a coast.
Yeah.
Too, and it's in like a really bad area.
Yeah.
Easily floodable.
Easily floodable, and that definitely plays a factor in this. So essentially, I mean, they're living there, and what was once after them is still after them. That's really all you need to know. The setting is definitely my biggest takeaway from the film. I thought it was really cool and very well utilized.
I agree. Yeah. I think that the setting was probably my favorite part. I think it was really creepy and atmospheric, and I like what they did with it as far as the overall plot, and then also kind of like the jump scares and the different horror elements. Thought it was really cool. I know we were both a bit disappointed because there are some reused like jump scares, which is a shame.
It's not even that they're reused, it's that they're completely recycled.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking it. If you were to go off the scare setups or the kind of gags that are in this film, I would say like this almost feels like a remake because they're using the exact same things.
Yeah.
Like the girl goes to put the water on her face and then she's like squinting and the camera kind of blurs in and out. The the sheet thing over the head and there's the sheet pulling in different directions. Like, it's like, we did this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we already did this stuff. Like, why are we doing this again? Like, you don't want to do homages to your own film. Right? Like, in your sequel.
Yeah.
It's odd to me.
Not in the second sequel. Maybe in, like, the sixth one when you're far down.
When you're running out of ideas.
Well, I mean,
or it's been 20, 30 years and people are like, oh, remember when Michael did that?
Exactly. That's, like, more what I was thinking. So it was just kind of a shame. I still like the gags and the scares, and I think if you saw them, for the first time in this film, like they would be just as effective as they are in the first one. But I was hoping for some newer stuff as far as that goes.
Yeah, don't recycle your old gags. I mean, imagine if you were watching Halloween 2, and Michael just slowly came into the light behind someone, or he went to the couch. She was in the couch looking for a freaking like legit. It's that verbatim.
Yeah, it's
in
very
spots.
Specific.
I was just like, you guys are really aping from your own work, and that's just the last movie.
Right.
Really weird choice.
It was an odd choice.
Really weird choice there. But there are some very effective scenes. The elevator scene being probably the most effective just because of how tense it is and for how long the tension goes on and you're really questioning it.
Yeah.
The music is like heart pumping.
It's great.
Right?
I do really enjoy the soundtrack to this film and the latter one. I think that it's just very effective and it plays really nicely with all the other elements in the scene. But that particular one was really, really good.
Yeah. There's also a laundry chute scene, couple of them, or garbage chute.
Garbage,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm thinking of Halloween 5. And I thought that was pretty well utilized. There's definitely some questionable things here and there, some moments of logic or whatnot that you're kind of like, okay, I guess. But overall, I mean, I liked it probably as much as the first. I think it's a really good sequel. I just really wish they wouldn't have reused things. And they also very much left this wide open for another film, which I'm assuming they have plans to make.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely down for another one for sure, because I do like this family. I do feel invested in them at this point, and I would absolutely watch the first two again before the third one came out to prep myself for it. So it's a good little franchise now.
Yeah, I really hope that there are more films to come, because I think that would be really cool to have, like, you know, a Conjuring or Insidious universe type expansion going on. So I would love it, and I agree. I'm invested in the family. I think that they're a really believable family. Like, their dynamic is really genuine, and yeah, I just want to see more.
Yeah. I also think that it's kind of screwed up that in the beginning of this movie they actually decided to dig up real dead bodies and put them on camera.
Man, it was...
There's a very eerie
so
scene
real
in the beginning.
Yes.
I won't say what it is, but I will say it involves, exhumed corpses, and a lot of them.
And they look mighty real.
They do and they don't. We're just kidding around, but like, I don't know. I love that kind of stuff. Like, it kind of reminds me. It reminds me of a few different things, but it also reminds me of The Empty Man. And in the first, like, maybe 5 minutes or something, when they go down into that cave or whatever, and he gets down there and he sees the thing and, like, the altar and whatever, that it gives me the ritual towards the end. There's, like, a bunch of corpses and they're at an altar. Or Hereditary at the end, when there's just, like, a bunch of, like, dead bodies or evil things worshiping something.
Yes.
There's something about that. It's always really, really worked for me.
No, I agree. I think it's like a very ominous and ancient feeling. You know, like, well, especially in this movie, maybe not as much at the end of Hereditary, but in this movie and then The Empty Man, it just, like, it adds to, like, the length of time that things could have been going on.
And, like, graveyard rats from Guillermo del Toro's Cock.
Yeah, COC.
Cabinet of Curiosities. But yeah, so overall, it is currently streaming on Shudder, as is the first. These are Shudder exclusives. I'm sure you could rent them otherwise, but I think that this is the only place you can stream them with a subscription to the site. And yeah, another Shudder film, even though Shudder told me to go screw myself with our request for screeners, but whatever.
We're still gonna watch them. Movies.
We're still gonna watch them. A very good Shudder film. Very much worth your time.
Yes.
And if you're asking, do I need to watch the first one before I watch this? 1,000% yes. The first one's very good. This one's very good. One of the best sequels of 2022.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I feel like we're not making it seem like we liked it that much. I feel like there's not as much enthusiasm. This is a cool movie.
It really is.
And I think that you need to watch it. I was bummed by the recycled gags, and I think I got, like, stuck and held up on that for some reason.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think everything else is really rad.
That's like our one and only critique, really.
That's stupid, and I'm going to let that go. I'm going to tell you 100%, if you're a fan of the first one, if you haven't seen the first one, You have a great double feature to hit. If you like the Insidious movies, if you like Conjuring type stuff, if you like that kind of feel, but even more dark.
It is a little darker.
This has got that Indonesian feel to it, of like corpses rising from the grave and coming after you in the night, and like, you know, like the May the Devil Take You 1 and 2, and like there's what's that? And then there was another one. I don't know if it was Indonesian. I'm blanking on the title at the moment. We watched another one that I just mentioned the title to you the other day, like yesterday. It doesn't matter.
I can't remember.
But yeah, cool ass film.
It is really,
so
really
please
cool.
make
the time,
Yeah.
make the effort, go watch it, go get some people and watch it, do a double feature like you said.
And they do have an English version if you don't want to read subtitles, so that is an option. You know, not ideal, but
No, I have no idea what the dub sounds like, and
You do
I
what you
don't
want.
to know.
yeah.
You should watch it in the OG language.
But you
That's
know, if
my
you're somebody
opinion.
who's like, not a big fan of subtitles, they do have an English
It
version.
sucks though, because like sometimes the English dubs are bad and they like decrease the quality of the film
Sure.
because the acting doesn't line up
Sure.
with how the original actors are portraying something. So
Yeah,
I don't know. You run that risk.
do what you want. Let us know.